I didn't slam the door. I didn't throw her things out, and I didn't demand an explanation. I just left. No warnings, no second chances, no dramatic goodbyes. She had already made her choice, and I wasn't about to waste any more time trying to understand it. That was a year ago. Now I've moved on, built a new life, a better life. I hadn't thought about her at all for months until today. She showed up out of nowhere, standing in front of me, eyes searching mine. She whispered, "I never stopped loving you." But the thing is, we'd been together for 6 years, married for 3. I thought we had something real, something built to last. Sure, we had our ups and downs, but at the end of the day, I believed in us. I believed in her. She was my best friend, the person I could talk to about anything, the one who knew my worst days and still stood beside me. When we got married, I told myself this was it, my forever. And for a while, I thought she felt the same way. But trust is a funny thing. You never really understand how much of it you've given someone until it's broken. It started small. She began working late more often. At first, I didn't think much of it. She'd always been ambitious. Then she started dressing differently, not just for work, but all the time, like she was putting in extra effort to be seen by someone else. And then the phone. That's when things really began to change. It was always glued to her hand. Notifications that used to be open for anyone to see were now hidden behind a passcode. If it buzzed while we were sitting together, she'd tilt the screen away, smile at me, and change the subject. Little things, but little things add up. I asked her about it once casually. "Who's texting you this late?" She laughed it off, told me it was just work. "You're overthinking," she said. I wanted to believe her. I really did. I told myself I was just being insecure, that I was imagining things, creating problems where there weren't any. The alternative meant that the marriage I had built my life around was already gone. But the truth always has a way of showing up, whether you're ready for it or not. One night, I got my answer. Not through suspicion or paranoia, not even by looking for it. It was just there, right in front of me. It was a regular evening. Nothing felt different. She told me she had to work late again. So I made dinner alone, watched some television, and eventually went to bed. I didn't think much of it. This had become our new normal. Then around midnight, I woke up. The house was quiet, too quiet. There was no sound of her coming in, no soft footsteps, no whispered, "I'm home." Something felt off. I reached for my phone and checked her location, not because I was a jealous type, but because I just needed to know. Her office wasn't where she was. She was at a hotel across town. My stomach dropped. My hands tightened around the phone. My mind raced with every possible excuse, every logical reason. But deep down, I already knew the truth. I could have called her, could have given her a chance to lie to me one more time. But I didn't. Instead, I did something I never thought I'd do. I got in my car and drove there. I sat in the parking lot for what felt like hours, just watching, waiting, trying to convince myself that this wasn't real, that she'd walk out there alone, and I'd be the fool for ever doubting her. Then I saw them. She walked out first, laughing, looking happier than she had in months. And right behind her was her boss, the man she told me was just a mentor. He placed a hand on her back as they walked to his car, talking in low voices like they had all the time in the world. I didn't need to see any more. I didn't need to hear their conversation. The way she leaned into him, the way she smiled, it told me everything. She wasn't mine anymore. Maybe she never was. I didn't storm over, didn't cause a scene, didn't even stay long enough to see how the night ended for them. I just turned the engine back on, drove home, and started packing. By the time she got back, I was already gone. I didn't leave a note, didn't send a text. I didn't need to. She knew what she had done, and now she was going to live with it. I checked into a hotel that night, stared at the ceiling for hours, waiting for the anger to come, waiting for the heartbreak to hit. But all I felt was numb, like my body had already accepted what my heart refused to believe. The next morning, I filed for divorce. No argument, no drawn-out explanations, just paperwork. I sent a copy to her office, because that's where she spent most of her time anyway. She called me that afternoon, 5 missed calls before I finally answered. "We need to talk," she said, her voice shaky. "No, we don't," I replied. She started crying, swearing it wasn't what it looked like, that she was confused, that she made a mistake. But you don't accidentally spend a night at a hotel with your boss. You don't accidentally lie for months. "I'm not angry," I told her. "I'm just done." And that was the last time we spoke. I moved to a new city, started over. New job, new apartment, new routines. The first few months were hard. There were nights I caught myself reaching for my phone in those moments when I thought about what could have been. But each time, I remembered that night outside the hotel. The doubt vanished. She had already moved on before I even realized there was something to move on from. So I did the same. Life continued. I healed. I grew. And I built a life that had nothing to do with her. Then a year later, she found me. A whole year had passed. A year of silence, rebuilding, and finally feeling like myself again. I wasn't bitter or broken. I was just free. Then, out of nowhere, she appeared. I had just finished a morning run when I saw her standing outside my building. At first, I thought I was imagining things, a random person who happened to look like her. But when she turned and our eyes locked, I knew she had found me. She looked different, not in the way time changes people, but in the way regret eats at someone. The confidence she once carried, the arrogance of knowing she had something better, was gone. What stood before me was a woman who had finally realized what she had lost. "Hey," she said, her voice softer than I remembered. "Can we talk?" I didn't answer immediately, just stared at her, letting the silence stretch between us. She shifted awkwardly, tucking a strand of hair behind her ear. "I know I have no right to ask, but I needed to see you." I exhaled slowly. "Why now?" She hesitated. "Because I made a mistake. I don't even know what I thought, but I do know that I ruined everything." I studied her face, trying to find the woman I once loved. But she wasn't there, and neither was the version of me that once would have cared. She reached out, her fingers brushing against my arm. "I never stopped loving you." I almost laughed, not out of cruelty, but because I knew the truth. She wasn't here because she loved me. She was here because he didn't. "I forgave you a long time ago," I said, stepping back. "But not for you. For me." Her face crumbled. She opened her mouth to speak, but I didn't give her the chance. "Take care, Emily," I said. And just like that, I turned and walked away. As I walked, I didn't feel anger or sadness or anything at all. She stood there, watching me leave, probably waiting for me to stop, to turn around, to give some sign that there was still a chance. But there wasn't. The truth was, she wasn't standing outside my door because she missed me. She was standing there because she missed a version of herself that existed when she was with me. The version of herself that felt safe, secure, wanted. But that version of her didn't exist anymore. And neither did the version of me that would have taken her back. She had made her choice a long time ago, and I had made mine. I didn't need closure from her. I had already given it to myself. As I stepped back into the building, it hit me. This was the ending she never expected. No yelling, no fights, no dramatic emotional reunion. Just indifference. And that was probably what hurt her the most. Some people don't regret cheating. They regret losing their backup plan. She didn't come back because she loved me. She came back because her new life didn't turn out the way she expected. If it had, she never would have looked back. And that's why you never take them back. Because if they truly love you, they would have never risked losing you in the first place. So if you're waiting for someone to realize what they lost, stop. If they ever come back, just remember this. They don't miss you. They miss the way you made them feel. And that's not love. That's regret.